Hey, I've got something for you, Richard. Can I take a second and give this to you? This will blow your mind away. Now, you know about remote viewing.
Yes.
Ed Dames and a million others, right, who remote view.
There's even a hyperdimensional model behind it.
Yeah, we had, as you know, a government program that ran for 20 years. They did a big show on Nightline, and they said they no longer do anything like that.
Yep.
Do you know what I've got in my hand? I've got an ad for the C.I.A. It appeared in a newspaper, and it's designed to appeal to students to join the C.I.A. It says Central Intelligence Agency. It's a real newspaper story. It says Student Program Summer 1999. Listen to me closely. College sophomores and juniors are invited to apply for the CIA's student programs for summer of 1999. The programs are designed to give promising undergraduate and graduate students the opportunity to gain practical work experience to complement their academic studies. While earning competitive income, students will participate in meaningful work assignments commensurate with their academic training. Housing assistance is provided. Other work programs for students are also available. Desired majors: electrical engineering, computer science, mathematics, economics, physics, remote sensing, languages, international studies, logistics, supply, and it goes on and on and on. I've got the whole ad. Must be U.S. citizen, minimum GPA of at least 2.75 required, blah, blah. And then you can fill out the form, and it is a real CIA ad. Now, Richard, remote sensing?
Okay, now in truth, for all the skeptics who are screaming into the radio at the moment, remote sensing is a technical term applying to sensors in spacecraft above the Earth. You know, spy satellites.
It's also the term that was applied to...
Exactly. It could be a double entendre.
I don't know about that. So I've scanned this little CIA ad and sent it to Keith, and he's going to have it up on the website. I think it's the remote sensing that we all know and love.
Yeah. Now, remember, the Door press conference, moving our conversation back,
yes,
and linking to this, what claimed it was canceled because of the NSA. Two British government guys show up from, GHQ, whatever, and one American from the NSA. Well, all that's well and good, except now we have a GeoCity site devoid of data with the official NSA seal up there, and it's up there, and up there,
and up there. As far as I know, it's still up there. I'll check here in a minute.
I checked just 30 seconds ago.
It's still there.
Okay. If this is an official spook operation,
yes,
designed to cover the trail with false whatever, cry wolf once and no one ever pays attention.
Yes.
And there is a break within the agency.
Yes.
Half of the guys don't really believe this. They would like data to come out. They believe the Constitution maybe should be followed. And the other half is trying to cover everyone's, whatever.
Yeah.
We may be seeing the evidence of a breakdown, as I said tonight with Dames. There is a breakdown at all levels in the command authority. And this may be an indication, because there is, boys and girls, a real signal out there tonight. A whomping Jodie Foster type signal, which is on our combined websites. Go look.
Yeah, go look. I mean, it is there. That's the thing about this. And so, I do follow your chain of conspiratorial logic. I really do, Richard. If there really was a signal and you wanted to preempt the press and people like me, you would do exactly what they have just done. You would perpetrate what would be disclaimed quickly as an obvious hoax, and attention would be turned away forevermore like swamp gas did
It doesn't take very much, because they have zero curiosity. Zero. I mean, the press now is nothing compared to the press was when I was at CBS, and it wasn't that damn good then, frankly.
I understand the French also have a site up now. I sent this to you earlier.
Yes, and I have gone into it, and it's all in French.
It's all in French.
I have sent it to one of our French experts.
Damn French.
And I will get a read probably by tomorrow on what it really says. It looks to me like a compilation of the various stories.
It may be. What we ought to do, Keith, if you're out there, and would you put this French site up, because there's plenty of people in my audience that speak French, so we can at least perhaps get some feedback on this. So, Keith, if you would put that French site up, even though it's all in French, somebody will go over there and translate for us.
The thing we have to keep in mind, Art, is that a couple of months ago, we were given a heads up by sources that I know that have given us good information, corroborative information from the agencies, that there was an imminent arrival of something and a landing. All right?
Right.
And we have been checking this out 6 ways from Sunday, and frankly, initially it was like, oh, give me a break. Because there have been so many rumors in the UFO community for all these years. And remember, we don't do UFOs. We're looking at artifacts, things that stand still, NASA data, image enhancement, experts that know what they're talking about. So UFOs I avoid like the plague, or at least I have. But this was so persistent and came from such levels with such corroboration, ultimately including, NASA. We now know what it's called. The project is called Project Sampson. Mm-hmm. Sampson. What does Sampson do mythologically? We need to talk about mythology tonight a lot because it's all through this story. What is Sampson? Remember the guy with the long hair that was cut by Delilah? So
yes.
His strength, disappeared?
Yes.
Then the hair grows back, and what does he do? For his last act, his big finale, he pulls down the temple towers, the pillars, which is a metaphor for shattering the current paradigm.
Well, certainly a spacecraft arriving in our vicinity and to our planet would shatter it into little teeny pieces just about everything.
Yep. Now, given that we know that there is hyperdimensional technology, that we can see it on the shuttle videos, that we have all kinds of reports that you get every single night from Peter Davenport, going back to the 40s and before, of weird things going bump in the night, flitting around. Mm-hmm. The idea that a real interstellar spaceship has to crawl along at a mere 4,000 miles per second is ludicrous.
Well, unless they want to give us time to think about it.
Not to the mainstream. Remember, the audience who's listening to us tonight, Art, is a very select high end of the general American culture.
Yes.
Most people on this planet tonight think that the most extraordinary advanced technology is being inhabited by a guy wearing a bunny hat with glasses who was a U.S. senator. This white thing with wings. Mm-hmm. That's the epitome of advanced space technology. For that crowd, something coming in at 4,000 miles per second is going to look like something out of Star Trek. That's the mainstream SETI crowd, who most of them don't even believe in the ability to go between stars, let alone have spaceships drop in for dinner. Mm. So if you wanted to stage an event, this gets more complicated.
Yes.
If you want to basically bring people up to speed that there is another reality around us,
right.
out there,
right.
Then if you create the mainstream version of ET First Contact, starting with signal, then moving on to craft lands in desert, remember the American Southwest, and then appropriate responses by government.
The inevitable destruction of Pahrump.
Well, it's not landing in Pahrump, all right?
Well, we're in the south. I know,
problem,
but we're in the
it's not landing in Pahrump. Then this fits that model. And again, I'm calling this models,
Richard,
scenarios, hypotheses.
We'll get to that in a second. Richard, did you know that the destruction of Pahrump, depicted in Mars Attacks, even though it was Pahrump they destroyed, do you know where that was actually shot?
You're going to tell me.
Arizona. I'm not kidding. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. They shot that scene in Arizona and called it Pahrump. I couldn't resist. From the high desert in Pahrump, this is Coast to Coast AM.